we continue Shemoneh brachot, and we got to the 9th bracha. 9th bracha is the bracha of Parnasa. Everybody thinks about Parnasa. There are 12 brachot that we ask in Shemoneh that are personal. The first 3 ones are praises of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. 12 are the needs and demands that we have. And then 3 last ones also are praise of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, this 12 is like Shulchan. Shulchan, we had 2 sets of 6 lechem aponim, 1, 6, and 6. 6 are personal needs that we ask, and the other 6 are communal things that we ask. Therefore, here we are the end of 3 are the praises. This is the 9th bracha. 9th bracha is the last bracha that we are asking personal need. And Parnasa becomes the last bracha personal need. Everybody thinks that Parnasa is the first one. But here, the Parnasa, first we ask for that, because we need that to understand. It's the most important thing. Then we ask for Shuvah, come back. Then Selicha. That's more important. Then Geula. Then Refuah. If somebody's not healthy, Parnasa doesn't help. Once we have all of these things, we ask for Parnasa. Now the question is, in this bracha, 2 major questions we want to answer. One major question is, why this bracha is the 9th bracha, number 9? What does number 9 have to do with Parnasa? Then the more major question is, every bracha so far was discussing or was bringing out the point of the bracha. In other words, by Refuah it says Rofeh, by Geula it says Koel, by Selach says, here we said Mevarech Hashanim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu should bless our years. The person remembers of Rosh Hashanah, the bracha of the year, but it's not in Rosh Hashanah. We are asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu should bless our crops, our tevuah, our food, our parnasa. By the way, parnasa doesn't mean just food. Parnasa means all needs. Therefore, we have said Mevarech Telanu Parnasenu or Mevarech blesses Parnasatenu. Why do you say Mevarech Hashanim? Now, the first question, why this bracha is the 9th bracha, really the Gemara asks this question. The Gemara says, why do we Anshe Knesset put this bracha 9th bracha? The Gemara answered that because David HaMelech in Tehillim talks about in 9th perek in Tehillim, says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he davens to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and he says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you see Reshayim, wicked people, that they come and destroy your world, and please, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he davens to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Shevo Rezoru HaRasha. He asks Hashem, please, break the muscle of a Rasha. A wicked person is the wicked, and he has such a strong muscle to do Rishut, wickedness, you should break it. And this evil person that is searching for Rishut, for wickedness to do, you should not find it to be, you should not be capable of doing is wicked Rishut that he wants to do. Now, what is wicked Rishut that he wants to do? The David HaMelech says is the one that he is doing wishes to the poor people. Now the Gemara says, what type of wickedness that he wants to do that is damaging poor people? Because he wants to be mafkiya shu'arim. He's a very rich person, wants to do monopoly. What does it mean, monopoly? He wants to keep all of the crops in storage and not to bring it out, that the rate would go higher. And when the rate would go higher, he would sell it more expensive and makes more money. Now, David HaMelech is saying that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, this Russia is thinking about his own pocket, and he wants to, the rich becomes richer, and meanwhile, who gets the most damage? The poor people. Because rich people, anyway, they're gonna pay for whatever that they want. They get it a little bit more expensive. But who is going to get the most damage? Who is going to be hurt? The poor people. Therefore, David HaMelech in 9th perek in Tehillim is asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu, these wicked people, these Reshayim, they are very rich, and they make monopoly. They keep the crops, and they don't let abundant fruits that you created, you brought up, to be used, and through that, poor people would suffer. Therefore, since David HaMelech said that in ninth perek of Tehillim, we're gonna make ninth bracha and Shemoneh bracha of Parnasa. Now, what does that have to do with Parnasa? First of all, we learn from this something very important. When we ask for Parnasa from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, it's not enough to ask Hashem, please bless us. Hashem, sure, would bless us. But what happens to the crops? In other words, the real Parnasa is we should ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu that Hashem should satisfy us well, that abundance of the fruits should get to us. Because a lot of times there are abundance of fruits and crops, and the rich people, they make monopoly and they keep them, that the price should go higher, and it's like a famine. People don't find enough food to eat. By the way, I saw an article that nowadays some countries do that. They keep they throw away, they throw in the ocean some crops, because not if they keep everything, it would be so cheap. You know, they have to make a higher rate, and through that, people have to pay more money. Therefore, that concept still exists. Now, from here we learn out, when we ask for Parnasa, asking for Parnasa, we are not asking HaKadosh Baruch Hu just bless us. In other words, HaKadosh Baruch Hu has to make the economy in a way that people that they come and damage, and the fruit we should not get, we should get. Like Yaakov Avinu. It says, Lechem le'echol beged ilbosh. You got lechem, bread, not to increase, not to gather, not to storage, le'echol, to be able to eat. Therefore, here, David HaMelech, in ninth perek of Tehillim, is talking about Zerua, Shebor Zerua, Russia, wicked person. Therefore, we choose ninth bracha in bracha of Parnasa to talk about Parnasa, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu break the muscle of this people. Now, the question is, why did David HaMelech say this point in the ninth perek in Tehillim? That the Gemara doesn't tell us. In other words, it has to be significant in ninth that David HaMelech said this in ninth perek of Tehillim, Sheber Torah Rosha. The monopoly has to do something with ninth, that David HaMelech said the ninth perek of Tehillim, and we use the number 9 for the bracha and Shemoneh. Now, before I tell us something very interesting about number 9. Number 9 is the highest single digit. After that, we have 2 digits. Even though that 1 digit and 2 digits only agreement of the countries and agreement of people, but in Hebrew, it means a lot. Because the 9 is not a sibur. In other words, we have 9 people, we can say Kaddish. In all of this coronavirus, we didn't have sibur, we didn't have the community together. The community together for the Harisrael is 10. 10 is a sibur. Sibur consists of 10 people. As long as we don't have 10, 9 is yechidim, is individual. Now, Tet is the highest 1 digit. And it becomes very rich. Now, what do you want to do with your wealth? What are you planning to do with what we have gathered? Tet is very strong and got all to himself. Now, what do you want to do with your money? You want just to increase yourself, to be selfish and self-centered, and to just magnify yourself and put the poor people in sakana because you want to increase your money. That is your purpose. That is what you want to do. Shevo. David HaMelech says, Shevo Zerah Rasha. If that's the intention of a person from Parnasa, he wants money just for that, to magnify himself, David HaMelech, Shevo Zerah Rasha. That Tet is not good. That Tet is Tisha B'Av. 9th of Av is Tisha B'Av. It's a distraction. Why is it distraction? Because Tet just wants to magnify himself. What's sinat chinam? What's it? Hatred? Hatred means I just see myself. I don't see anybody else. I hate other people. I just want to gain myself and to make myself bigger and bigger. And that Tet is not good. Therefore, the main point in Parnasa is that the person, like Shlomo HaMelech says, Tov ayin yevorach. Somebody has a good eye. He could see good things about other people. Not just my my company. It's not just my business. It's not just my money. To magnify himself and himself to become greater and greater, that is not the right way of parnos. Now the Gemara in Berachot says, somebody who dreams tet, letter tet, is good. Now why is it good? We just finished saying tet is not good. Because the first tet that was used in Torah says tov. Tet says tov. Tov. The first letter tet that came in Torah is tov. That's why if somebody dreams letter tet is good. So far we says tet is not good. But here we are saying tet is good. Because see, tet has two potentials inside. One potential is tet is the highest single digit. If he just thinks about himself and just wants to improve himself, to magnify himself and to be selfish and self-centered is a distraction. That's a Shabbat. That destroys himself. But tet, Baruch Hashem, Hashem gave you parnasa. You are such a high position. You have so much wealth. Now tet turns to youth. He's going to turn to youth. He's going to turn to the Sibur, to use whatever that I have, utilize for Kahal Israel. That is good. That is blessing. That's the bracha. Shevur Zerua Rasha, in tet that every day that we say in davening, we understand that to be selfish and self-centered, just have my own parnasa, I don't care for somebody else, then it's not good. Some two people had store next to each other. And one of them, they would still bring the same merchandise. And one of them would go very well. The other one would not go so well. He brought and he brought. He became richer, he became poor. More. Once he went to a rabbi, a great Mekubal, and asked him, what's happening? Is it has to do with my master? What is it? You're next door. And, I see that whatever that he does, I do. He makes much more money, and I'm going down and down. What's the problem? The Mekubal says, it's not a master, he's not a magician. It's a very simple point. What? What is so simple? See, that store, the owner is running one store. He's focusing on his own blessing. Therefore, once you focus on yourself and your blessing, Avraham gives you blessing. You are trying to run two stores, your store and the other one, to make sure that you get it, he doesn't get it, to make sure you be better. Once that mentality comes on the table, HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't like it. That's not the way to get parnasa. Therefore, tet bracha is the bracha of parnasa to make tet to youth and to come and to become part of the Sibur. All of us together, we're going to make it. And thinking about others, caring for other people. Now, in the Nusach of bracha, we say, Baruch Aleinu, you should bless upon us, Hashem Elokeinu. We ask Hashem mitat rachami or mitat din. Parnasa has to do with both together. We want HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you are merciful, you have such a mercy, and you are supervising over us. Give us the bracha etashon azot, you bless upon us this year, that we say during the summer, with all kinds of produces, the tova for good. The tova is a very meaningful point. A lot of times the Shemoneh says, we reach the portion of somebody, makes him to die, makes him to destroy himself. We wanted the tova. The 10 Talmot Livracha, and give us dew and rain Livracha for blessing that we stay in the winter. With the Talmot Livracha, let's go to winter, then we go to summer. With the Talmot Livracha, give us dew and Mota Livracha blessing, Al Kol Panet Ha'adam, on the face of Adam, face of the land. Now do we ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu dew and Mota Livracha blessing. Now do we Mota also, if it doesn't come in a blessing way, it could be disaster. We want everything, whenever that we daven, it's very important to daven properly. When Rabbi Peneteber and HaKadosh Baruch Hu should irrigate the face of table earth, the Sabbath Ha'olam Kulo, and should satisfy all of the world Kulo Mitubah from your blessing. Not only me, Olam Kulo, entire world. We want everybody should be blessed from your blessing. Now, what do we want from your blessing? Don't forget, like Yonah, when he came out from the table, what did he bring? Olive leaf. He told Noah, he told HaKadosh Baruch Hu Hashem, I want my parnasa should be there like an olive leaf, and in the hand of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, not in the hand of Basar Badam. We want HaKadosh Baruch Hu mitubah from your blessing. Because once you get blessing from Hashem, it's the bracha that brings Sheva, brings health. Everything, good things comes with it. You should feel our hand from your blessings, from your osher, and from the wealth of the gifts of your hand. Everything we want, our hand should be filled out with your hand. You should watch and say this year, from every bad thing, from all of types of destruction, from all types of punishment, and you should do to that good hope, and good ending. Good ending is very important. A lot of times you start things on a shiny, and at the end it comes terrible. Therefore, the good ending is the most important thing. Have pity, berachim, and mercy on it, and all of the fruits, crops, and fruitia, ubarcha, and you should bless that with the rain of ratzon, satisfaction, beracha, blessing, and generosity. We want our HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Whatever that you give us to be ratzon. We want you to be favored. And then we should be blessing. Now the little bit should increase itself. And the generosity, and should be the end of that Chaim life, with sabah and satisfaction and peace. Like a good year, for blessing, because therefore every bracha we said that there's a key. Key means because of Keltov, you are God. Now Kel is the 13th mitzvah of Avraham. In the first one is Kel. You are powerful and you are capable of doing that. You are good and you do good. So interesting. Your essence is Tov and Metiv. You do good. Your essence is wants to do good and give Shefa bracha, and you do Atah. We said in the bracha, we refer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu as Atah. Mevarech Hashanim. You bless the years. Baruch Atah Hashem. Bless you are Mevarech Hashanim. You bless the years. Now, Shanim. Why do we make bracha Mevarech Hashanim? What's the bracha of Shana? What does Shana mean? The gematria of Shana is 355. 355. Now, before she says Shana, in other words, the year, lunar year, 12 months is 354, and if one of the months is 2 days, it's 355. The year is 355 days. Therefore, a year comes out of 355 days, and Shana comes from Shnui, changes. Therefore, when we talk about a year, we are talking about 355 days, Shana and Shinui. Every day changes, and every year has seasons in it, and every season changes. Now, Zohar HaKadosh tells us, just like we find changes in the physical world, we find changes by HaKadosh Baruch Hu also. The Shefa and the Beracha of Hashem changes. And whenever there is a change, we need the Zechut, it is the merit. That's why if you notice, by Sephardim, the Beracha for the winter is much longer than Beracha for summer. Because the change in winter is more drastic. We need more blessing of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We need more protection. There are more shtinuim in Teva of winter, and we need greater zechut. That's why we need greater bracha from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We need a greater, as I Mikol Davara, Mikol Men Mashkin, Mikol Men Pranu. We want HaKadosh Baruch Hu to save us from all of these things, in all of the changes that happen. We ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, please help us. Therefore, it's an unbelievable insight in bracha. most people, they look for bracha in crops, in wealth, in having more possession. Torah says the bracha is in time. How you use your time. How your time is blessed. How is your Shana blessed? How are you going to go through the Shana? In the changes of the day, every day, what do you do? Every day is a new mazal, is a new beracha, is a new din. Now, what do you do with every day? Because really, there is a very major question here. No, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sets a panos of person. Therefore, everybody asks the question, if the Gemara says in Rosh Hashanah, from the beginning of the year till the end of the year, HaKadosh Baruch Hu sets a panos of a person, why do we daven for panos every day? What we daven in Rosh Hashanah we got, everything is resolved. That's it. The decree of HaKadosh Baruch Hu is there. No, Mefarshim asked this question. Dvar HaKadosh asked this question. Dvar said, let's imagine in the beginning of the year, people were wicked. And the HaKadosh Baruch Hu didn't decree enough rain for the year. And during the year, people do teshuvah and they double the HaKadosh Baruch Hu with one rain. What does Hashem do? The Zohar HaKadosh says, what does Hashem do? Hashem keeps the rain. That rain doesn't change. But HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes the rain to come in a proper time, proper place. In other words, the decree was that much rain, and even that much rain should go to waste. HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes it that every drop to be used. And through beracha that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives to every drop that comes in a proper time and proper location, the food would be fruitful so much, the beracha blessing would be so much, as if it rains so much. Very interesting point. Therefore, our parnasa is set. The money is set. Now, how do we get the money? Who gets the money? The money from my pocket, where does it go? It depends on my actions. It depends on my behavior. It depends on how do I treat the shana shone. The matzovim are changing. The Zohar HaKadosh says, just like we see the shana changes, shana is shone. Everything is changing. The din of a person is changing. Now, the new din, that's why the Gemara says that really there are different mandam or tanoim. One Tana says every minute a person would be judged. The Tana says every day. The Tana says every year. Now the Mefarshim say there's no machloket. There's no machloket. There is a basic judgment on Rosh Hashanah. But every minute there is a judgment, because every minute is a change, it's a time, it's a shana. Now just like 365 days, every day as hours, every hour as a rega, every rega changes, the mitzvah changes. That's like physical world. It's through the change throughout the day, every minute is not the same as last minute, it's a new minute. That shinui changes the judgment of a person. Now it depends how do we deal with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. What do we do? When we connect ourselves to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, when we daven, we do mitzvah, we do something, but that change makes it to be good. Every change demands din, and change is a little bit scary. But what do? We try to rectify that with Torah, with mitzvot, with connection. Therefore, real beracha parnasa is mevarech hashanim. We ask HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Hashem, you should bless our years, because we need to be blessed in the time. What do? How do we use our time? How do we do it? Then everything is said on Rosh Hashanah. But the way that we do, the way that we give tzedakah. Now the Gemara says in Rabbah, on Erev Rosh Hashanah, the government came and collected that much money from him. Rabbah calculated, and that was the money of tzedakah. The money that he had to give tzedakah, and he delayed, and he was lazy, he didn't give enough. The government came and took. Therefore, you see that the things are said, but where does it go? depends on what the person does and how a person deals with it. Therefore, that is very interesting. Also, during the winter, we ask for matar. Chachamim tell us what's the difference. We have two words for rain: matar and geshem. Chachamim tell us what's the difference: matar and geshem. Geshem comes from gashmut. Gashmut is materialistic. There is a phenomenon in nature that the water evaporates and goes clouds, and from the clouds rain comes. Matar is the rain that comes from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Here in the Gemara in Tanit, there's a machloket. Where does rain come from? One Tana says rain comes from oceans. From the water goes up and comes. Another Tana says the rain comes from Shemoneh. Zohar HaKodesh says there's no machloket. There are two types of rain. One type of rain is geshem. It's gashmi, it's materialistic, that comes through the physical world. There's another thing is matar, comes from Shemoneh, from heaven. In other words, there are two types of rain comes. One is materialistic. HaKadosh Baruch Hu put in nature that geshem should come down. And that's geshem. That's a natural phenomenon that gives fruits, gives things, but it's natural. Natural comes and natural goes. There's another thing that is the production of the Halisrael, production of their tefillah, their davening. That rain comes from Shemayim, from Lemala min Shemayim, from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, from Shemayim, through the workshop of the Halisrael. And that rain brings the bracha from Shemayim. Now, what's the difference between Geshem and Shemayim? The difference is like this, that here there's the limitations. They're limited. There are boundaries of Teva and nature. Something that comes with the nature could destroy it. But something that comes from Shemayim, nothing could destroy it. And it's unlimited. The bracha comes with full of blessing. The bracha that comes here through Geshem is Kashmir, could have consequences in the materialistic life. Person doesn't know where does it end up well or not. But matar, tental matar livracha, matar comes from heaven. It comes from the protection of Am Yisrael through tefillah, through moving and shaking Shemayim, that the Kodesh Baruch Hu should send Shemayim from Shemayim. That's the Machlok Tanoim. Both exist. And that rain that comes from Shemayim brings the gift from Shemayim, brings the bracha, blessing. Therefore, that's the bracha parnasa. Bracha parnasa is that we have to turn the tet of being selfish and self-centered to magnify itself as a single digit, and to be single digit to turn it over to bracha of Sibur, which is Yud. The Yud kippes natrei amo Yisrael. What's the bracha? Bracha of HaKadosh Baruch Hu should mekabes all of this pattern of the Israel. When we care for other people, when we are not just thinking ourselves, and when we are working on ourselves to bring matar, we shouldn't let the geshem to blind our eyes to see just geshem. We want matar of bracha. We want bracha from you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Once we mean it and we ask for it, then HaKadosh Baruch Hu, B'ezrat Hashem, will give us that type of bracha and that type of blessing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu would give to us, and that would be the greatest blessing in life.